Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. I'm your host, Dorothy Odell, for this evening. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you to somebody local to me, which doesn't happen all the time, but I'm super excited to bring Marric Avro to the show. Welcome, Marric. How are you?
I'm well, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. I love that. This sometimes, 90% of the people that we have on here are Americans for some reason. I don't know why, even though we are from Canada. And so it's really nice to have somebody here in my own backyard. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, basically, I run a network called the World of Networking. Um, it's a it's mainly a local Canadian network. We have approximately 3,000 businesses in the network. And what we do basically is assist new and or newer business owners who there's a lot of questions when you first start a business. You may have a skill or you may have knowledge. A lot of people don't know the business side of it. So we try and answer all that. We, help with, answering legal questions or marketing, things like that. We hold events to get people to connect with each other. We put on some different marketing classes and, different webinars. But what we do with the network, which is kind of different than a lot of other networks, is everything is free.
Wow.
We don't charge for anything. It's really a community, business community more than anything else.
Wow. I love that. I know that I'm part of the one of your groups online, and I absolutely love it. Um, and it is a great resource, and I absolutely. Not been able to attend one of your live events yet, but
Oh,
that
you
is
got to
coming.
come out. You got to come out. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've heard. I've seen a lot of great things on Facebook with it, so I got to get out there. So, what made you decide to do this?
Well, I've always been in small business. My dad, he had a regular job, but he also had a business on the side. So I helped him with the business when I was younger. So was kind of invited into that world when I was at a very young age. I've always liked the idea of running and owning businesses. Um, I guess you could call me a serial entrepreneur because I've done a variety of things. I've owned an antique business, promotional business, part owner of a moving company, a drone design company. I've done business consulting. Just so I guess basically I've always just had my hands in that cookie jar my whole life.
You're blessed. I come from a family that everybody worked, the 9 to 5. And why would you want to start your own business? I always heard that. I was the black sheep of my family. So you're very blessed to have your dad say,
Oh, absolutely.
be 100% all on board with that. What would your advice be for somebody who, with a family like mine, or like, oh, just work for somebody for 40, 50 years? And then, what would you say to that person?
It really comes down to what you want out of life for yourself. Some people are very comfortable doing the 9 to 5s. It's guaranteed, or well, for the most part, anyways. It's you got a paycheck coming next week, and it's a very comfortable type of lifestyle. The entrepreneurship lifestyle is a little less comfortable, but I find it a lot more rewarding, and I think that's what it really comes down to is what are you looking for from making your income? Are you just looking for stability? Or are you looking for something rewarding that makes you feel, different, something, more positive, or, you get to create something and grow something of your own.
Right.
So I think it really comes down to the individual and where they're at.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. And, if you're not happy doing it, then don't do it.
If you're not happy doing it, then yeah, you're gonna be miserable, and your business will suffer, and basically anybody who works for you will suffer. So yeah, it really comes down to you know loving what you do, and don't get me wrong, making money from a business is wonderful, but yes, if you're not loving the growth aspect, the development, seeing, creating something from nothing part of it, uh, then that's probably not something that you're really, going to do well at.
Right.
Um, and it really comes down to the people around you who influence you. If you've got a lot of people going, oh yeah, that's, don't do that. It's really, unsafe and unsure and everything else. Unfortunately, a lot of people listen to that. You got to be willing to break away from that and take a chance.
100%. You said so much there, and I absolutely love it because we think that our friends and family are the ones that are going to be supporting us the most in our business journey. It is 100% not those people.
They do it out of concern. They don't want you to take a risk and lose something or hurt yourself, doing something. But yes, you really have to have an important, strong base of people.
Mhm.
And that's why I love the networking environment, because you get to go out and meet people who are having the same experiences as you, who've been through some of the same trials and tribulations that come out the other side.
Right.
And the networking events are a great resource to kind of, get some of those questions answered and maybe get an idea of what you should be doing next.
Right. So when is your next event?
Actually, I was going to have one on August 8th. I'm doing a little something different. The last one we had was at Willestead Manor. So it was very well attended, and it's well, as you well know, Willestead is a beautiful place. I was going to try, we were going to change something up a little bit more, and one of the members of the network owns an axe throwing business, so we were going to have an evening of networking and axe throwing. I was calling it "Throw Your Cares Away,"
I
and
love
just sort
that.
of just get rid of the business, the worries and stuff, and just have some fun. Unfortunately, due to my circumstances, I had to cancel it. So the next one, unfortunately, won't be till August. End of August. A date has not been set yet because we're just in the process of
Right.
rejiggling things.
I love that. I'll have to definitely keep a lookout for that because I know I'm on vacation the last week of August, but um yeah, I'm definitely gonna axe throwing is amazing. I did it in Florida for the very first time with my friends in Florida. Amazing time. There's nothing like having three veterans and a civilian just throwing axes.
Yeah. Well, that's Jarrett is the owner operator of the Bad Axe Windsor.
Okay.
And they have a fantastic place, and they're very supportive of the network. Basically, there was a small fee, but he was just doing enough just to cover the hydro, and they weren't making any profit off it.
Right.
Neither was I. So it was just a matter of getting in there and letting people try a new experience. You know.
Right. I love it, and you're right. Throwing those your cares and worries away,
Yeah.
it is so much fun just to to do that. Put everything aside and just have fun for a night. So I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
hoping to
Well, we are
invest.
going to do it. We are going to do it again. We're just going to kind of push it back a little bit later.
Perfect. I love that. So, what three things would you say that you've had to overcome in business to get to where you're at today?
Only three.
Only three. Your top three.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. COVID, of course, was a big one for
Oh,
everybody.
yes.
That's just top of the list right there.
Uh huh.
A lot of changes had to happen there. Now, what we did during COVID to kind of help that particular aspect was we put together a team of people, marketing, some financial people, and stuff like that. And we actually were, going to different business owners, having Zoom meetings, and kind of helping them learn to pivot or change or do what they had to do. So that was really great there. But it was a struggle. It was a struggle for us. It was a struggle for a lot of people. Let's see what else. Um, my biggest thing is I have ADHD. So I suffer from an inability to really kind of nail one thing down. My brain constantly is roaring at me. Now, if you are a person who's a thinker, you're going to constantly have thoughts running all over. Me, I'm a kind of an idea guy. So I get a million ideas coming at me all the time. One of my biggest challenges is picking one and then utilizing that ADHD superpower to focus on that and make it happen. So yeah, that's definitely a challenge.
Right.
And I think the third one would be getting rid of fear. Every time I try something new, there's always a fear that, will it work? Will people like it? Will it turn out the way that I'm envisioning it? So getting past that fear and stepping forward is definitely one of the bigger challenges. So
I love that you said that. Out of with all the shows that I've had, I over 300 episodes, and each person that I ask says the same thing. Fear or getting over themselves.
yeah.
Getting out of their own way in order for everything to allow to come through. But you're the first one to admit this, and I know that you're not the only one. The ADHD brain going, I'm with you. I can come up with a million ideas, and I wish I had somebody beside me going that knew how to execute everything that I just put together.
Oh, yeah,
If that was
absolutely.
If that was the case, I would be a billionaire, and
Yep.
I would not be in Windsor, Ontario.
Yep. Oh no, it is. It's a blessing and a curse because it does. I do get a million ideas coming at me, but yes, that's really great. And when I can focus on something, man, I focus 1,000%. But picking that one thing out of that storm of ideas, because they're all wonderful, right? They're all
Yes.
great ideas. So picking that, at least I tell myself there, you're picking that one idea that's going to actually work that's a real chore. That's a real chore.
Well, and when you come from service, like I know you do, because you wouldn't have the networking group you do have if it wasn't from service. When you're from service, you want to help everybody.
Absolutely.
And that is the one thing that I struggle with, and I hear you, because the homelessness situation that we have in this city,
Yeah.
on top of the mental health crisis that we have, on top of wanting to help every veteran that I come across. If I had a big enough house, I would have everybody just live with me, and my husband would be so mad.
Yes.
So between all that, and of course, I love doing the shows that we have here. Like I could be doing that all day long and just bringing straight people in my house all day.
Oh, I mean that's the thing is when you want to help people, which I love. I was having a conversation one time with an individual, and they asked me, like, as you did, why do you do what you do? And there's a lot of reasons, but one of the things I like to sort of think of myself is because my dad was a gardener. He loved gardening. My wife's a gardener, so I hate plants. I do. I, I'm not a plant person, but I look at helping business people, new ones, as a garden. There's sort of just a seed of excitement and possibility, and everything else. And they're trying to grow, but they're not sure how. So I love to be able to get in there and put a little water on it and put a little fertilizer to it, and help them grow. It just gives me a great sense of achievement to be able to help them out and see where they're going to take things.
Right.
It's an exciting thing. It really is.
It is. There is nothing better than watching somebody succeed past your expectations of what you even thought were possible. Just really helping those people out.
And people will surprise you. They'll surprise you that they you'll give them an idea, or they'll come up with an idea and kind of bounce it off you. And you'll say, okay, well, be careful with this, that you don't want to go too fast or run too far. And some people will just grab that idea and charge off with it. And when it turns out great, it's just, it's phenomenal for them. We actually have a little program we put together. I call it the pirate ship program. And what we do is, if you've got an idea, right, you come to a few of us, and you bring your idea, and it's sort of, it's I call it the pirate ship, but we blow holes in it, right? We think of two ships, and we're the pirates, and we're taking shots at your ship, and we're going to try and blow as many holes in your ship as we can. Now we're going to try and help you patch that ship up too. We're not that mean, okay? But what we do is we take your idea and we pop holes in it, and if we can patch up enough holes that the idea floats, then we've got something to to help you and work with. If it sinks and there's nothing we can do about it, then sometimes it's time to get a different boat. But it's really interesting to when people come and say, hey, I've got this idea or this concept, and to see that, hey, we've taken all the shots we can, and this thing's solid, just go for it.
Right. I love that idea. And so anybody in the community that has an idea,
basically we get together some volunteers from different aspects of of business, and we just kind of do a round table type of thing, and just see what we can do to basically to sink your battleship.
That sounds like a new show.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Maybe there's a collaboration in the future, Marric. We never know.
Sounds like a plan. Another idea. See,
another idea. If I did another show, I don't know what would happen. I have 3 already, but
there's only so much time you could. Yeah.
There's only so much time I have, but that's funny because, I feel that maybe that's a possibility. We'll see. We'll talk about that off air.
Absolutely.
What 3 things would you say you help your clients overcome?
Well, fear. That's getting people past their own fears and insecurities. A lot of people, like I said, especially now, you're seeing people that are losing jobs, and they're having to transition, and they're not quite sure what to do. So, I worked at this company for so many years, or I did this for so many years. Now, I don't have the job, but I do have the skills. So I want to create a business. I don't know how to start a business. I don't even know how to get a business license. Where do I start? So basically helping people with that, getting them started, giving them direction, acting as a launching pad for them, is one of the things that we like to, help with. Well, let's see. Other things that we get them through. Well, finances. If you're a new business, we do have quite a few businesses that will reach out and say, hey, we're looking for grants for this and this and this. And I'm sad to say there is not a lot of grants out there that really, have a lot of money. There are some, but you already have to have something developed to get anything the bigger. Although there are places that we do send people to, like the Small Business Center. They have $5,000 grants, so we give people direction in that respect to try and give them some help financially. Mm-hmm. And then, well, we've got some great people who are lawyers and paralegals, and we help people with sort of legal questions, like and insurances. We've got some great people there to answer questions, on that side as well, because if some people don't even realize they need this, that, or the other, you don't know what you don't know. So we were able to help people with that as well.
Right. I love that. It sounds like you're like a business in a box. Anything that you need to know to start your business, from idea and concept all the way through. So
absolutely. Well, the one great thing I love about what the network has is, because we have so many people, and so many of the businesses are really giving people. They want to see others do well as well. It's a line that you've heard before, but I use it quite a bit. It's that a rising tide lifts all boats. So basically, because we have so many different people in the network from so many different industries, when somebody contacts us and says, I need help with this, we can do it. We've got it. So that's a really great thing that we've developed over it. It's our 11th year. Happy anniversary.
Happy
Um,
anniversary to you. Woohoo.
but it's our 11th year with the network. So yeah, we've developed a lot of connections over the last decade. And that's really coming, very useful for a lot of people.
Right. I love that. It's funny because I was just thinking about this week, where who has it in place, or where can you go to create that environment where people can ask those questions, right? And because we don't know everything, but getting that help, just networking and asking for help. Networking sometimes is just all about sharing each other's businesses, but when you want ideas, that's, to me, that's a whole other thing too.
If you don't
So
mind
I
me
love that.
commenting on Dorothy, that is a misconception. Um, People often think of networking as separate things. One's just sort of meeting and connecting, and the other one's, ideas.
Mhm.
Um, Going to a networking event and throwing out your ideas to a bunch of business owners,
Mhm.
it's amazing what kind of ideas because they're just as excited about businesses as you are.
Mhm.
They'll gladly throw out ideas. I have seen at my networking events, there was one couple that came in. They were relatively new. Each of them had a relatively new, a year-old business. They got together and started talking and realized that there was a connection between what they could do. They
Mhm.
created a third business just out of thin air,
Right.
basically. So yeah, it's networking is it's connecting, it's collaboration,
Mhm.
it's making friends. I mean, I have friends now that I never would have had before,
Yeah.
and it's great that way. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than what people think it is.
Hmm. Yeah, I absolutely love that. And it's funny because back in the day, like I would say 15 years ago, when I was going to in-person networking events, it was just like, here's my business card, and that's it. Like, call me when you need me. That was the vibe I was getting 10, 15 years ago when I was doing in-person networking.
Yeah,
And so I did that for a while, and I'm like, okay, I want to build relationships. I'm a relationship person because I know if, I to me, and it's different. And when COVID hit and I pivoted and we did everything online, well, now you have to know the person. You got to know the person, right?
yeah,
Because you're on a Zoom call. You've never met them
absolutely.
before. I'm talking to people in Ireland. I'm talking to people all across the world. And I'm just like, oh, well, this is neat because now I really get to find out who you really are. So I found, but I love the fact that you're bringing this into your networking events. So I can't wait to get to your next event because
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds pretty
I mean,
unique.
I I've had people come in. At one event, I had a gentleman come in and he brought his business cards. Now, I personally don't hand out business cards.
Mhm.
If you want to get in contact with me, I simply give you my phone number.
Right.
Yes, I agree with you completely. It's something personal.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of handing a card and trying to make a sale. The people who do that don't tend to last very long at networking events.
Hmm.
I had one guy come in one evening. He walked around the room, introduced himself, handed a card to each and every person, came to the door, looked back, made sure everybody had a card, thanked me for the evening. He left, and at the end of the evening, I spent about 20 minutes picking up his cards from all the floor and all over the place. People in business, without doubt, want to connect with people. They
Hmm.
don't, you can have the best product in the world, but if people don't trust you, it's going to be harder to sell.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, personal connection absolutely is something that we foster, we try and push, and we try and develop ourselves.
I love that you said that because I had somebody ask me today, "Hey, I wish I had your business card because I'm doing this golf tournament in my dad's honor, and it's coming close, and she's helping me, and she goes, I just wish I had your business card." I said, I don't have them. She goes,
Yep.
what? I'm like,
Yep.
I don't have them.
No. You
Uh,
got,
I do. I have built everything I have from networking and referrals. That's it.
and that's the key. That's the secret right there. Yeah, I mean, if somebody says, "Hey, can I get your card?" and I get the same response. Well, I don't hand out cards. I don't have any. Well, then how do you? Well, I'll tell you what. It's a little magic thing. Pull your phone out. I'm going to give you my phone number. You're going to
Yeah.
have it right there. You call me. We're going to talk direct. Is this your business number? No, this is my personal number.
Yeah.
you're going to come, you're going to get me. And that's that personal asset. They look at you like, oh my God, this is great, because you're not just rubber stamping them. You're treating them like a person. You're talking to the person, and that is gold in business. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny. Again, I was younger back in the day when I was doing the first round of networking, and it just seemed to me like like I had said before, and to me that kind of felt icky. And I love that things have shifted, and it's
Oh,
all about relationships.
it
It's
is.
all about, like, when you come on my show, you're now part of the family. You're part of the Unstoppable Overcomer production slash Odell slash Graham family, and this is what it is, right? And we have each other's back. You tell me you need something, I'll do everything I can to help you with that. If I don't, I know somebody who will, and
That's it.
just refer through the cycle. And so it's been a journey, but I love that. I love what you're doing, and
Oh, I appreciate that.
yeah,
It really is. It's a passion with me. It really is. I get very, excited by it, and I've got some new things developing. So I've always got, unfortunately, always got something new developing.
I hear you.
Sometimes even when I don't want to, but the brain just says you got to do it. So it's an exciting thing. It is, and we work a lot with charities as well. We do a lot. It's not just business. We have a lot of charities coming to the events now, and we're putting people together, trying to help them as well. So it really is becoming more of a community based type of family, 3,000 person family. But you should see the when we get together on the weekends. But no, it really is a fun time. It really is. I think I can't wait till you come out and meet you in person.
Absolutely. I love that. It's funny. COVID did a lot of things. And when we were stuck in our houses, I'm an extrovert, loved getting out. Now it's more like I have to force myself to get out of this house. And so I'm just, sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm just going to go and do it.
Yeah,
Find
that's what it
somebody I
is.
know, beeline for that person, make that my first introduction, and then work the room.
Absolutely. And what I always suggest, I was teaching some classes at West, Women's Enterprise Skills Training, and we were teaching some networking. And that's one of the things we told people who maybe, and I know you've been there, but who have never been to networking and don't go because they're a little hesitant, is go early, talk to the person who's running the event, let them know who you are and what you're interested in. Sort of, they can either introduce you to people as they come in and say, hey, this is somebody you might want to talk to. Or if there's nobody right then and there, you can sort of scope out the room and get a feel for what you're comfortable with, and then introduce yourself that way. There's so many different ways of entering, but the main part of anything, whether it be starting a business, whether it be going to a networking event, whatever it is absolutely getting out your front door.
Yes.
It's so easy nowadays with all the distractions from the internet and everything else, and Netflix and everything, to just get in your jammies, have a nice cup of tea, and put your feet up and go, I'll go next time. And that is a problem nowadays. It's so comfortable, that doing stuff, you have to really put that extra effort into it.
Only I'm asking you not to watch Netflix, watch Roku, and watch the show on Roku, is what
Uh,
I'm asking of people now.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, truthfully, I have to say, I will check that out. My granddaughter's got it.
I love it.
So I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check us out. We're everywhere. We are everywhere. So this episode will air everywhere because that's where we are.
Fantastic.
I love it. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been like the half an hour has gone by so quickly. Do you have any business tips for our viewers before we wrap this up?
Okay. I guess I'll just name off the three best things I can think of. Is if you have an idea, don't be afraid to go for it. Yes, you might fail. I've never met a business person who has a business who hasn't failed at least 2 or 3 times. It teaches us what not to do, or what we don't like.
Right.
Try it and fail. Try it and fail again. So just keep on going if there's something that you really are believe in. If you're not sure what to do, one of my favorite sayings is look for the holes. Find out what's not there, and then see about creating a business to fill that hole. So that's always a good recommendation there. And I guess the last one and the most important one, we already talked about it, is, yes, you are going to be afraid. You're going to be afraid about losing money. You're going to be afraid of failure. You're going to be afraid of being embarrassed. You're going to be afraid that fear is going to hold you back forever. You're going to plan and plan and plan and plan and plan until you don't do it. You talk yourself right out of it. So yeah, you have to get over the fear, come out to a networking event, come out, find a mentor, go on, watch podcasts like yours, do things to get over that fear, and then just take that chance and go for it.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom today, Marric. Where is the best place that people can reach you?
Well, you can find us on a website at WONCAN. It's onecan.ca. So it's World of Networking Canada. We're on Facebook under the World of Networking Small Business Hub. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. And let's see what else. No, well, we're not on X anymore, so I can't say that one. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and then we are coming out with a couple of webinars, so we'll have some of that coming up as well.
Perfect. Yeah, just keep in touch. Let us know when those are, and we can definitely put them out on our social media too for you. We like to help our fellow community out, so just let us know. And thank you so much. Get a hold of Marric, guys. Definitely, if you're in the Windsor, Essex area, come out to one of his events. I know I'm going to be at the next one if I'm in town. For sure. I'm excited now that I hear all how the new world of networking is in person.
Yes,
in person. I love that. And so I can't wait to dig in and meet a bunch of incredible people. And so don't forget, guys, be unstoppable in all that you do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Unstoppable Overcomers, and check us out on Roku. And same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.